Well, I feel pretty confident that not all of this is going to make sense. And in my defense, what really does anymore? What really does make sense anymore? So it's all very, down the spiral of the mind, and does it even equal the kind of time you think it does? And is it what you wish it was? And because, who knows? This fit, I think I've shown it to you before, but in our very weird, vast existentialism we're facing, or I will speak for myself and say I am facing, I want you to stay with me. I want you to stay with me. There's night creatures. He really wanted to be with me, and his cone seems very, like, in the throes of what I'm feeling. No, I want you to stay with me. Okay, that's it. Gizmo! He really wanted to be with me, and now he's gonna be a troublemaker. It's okay. That only makes sense. Hey, Wild Man Jones. Chill in the party, or go in the inside place. It's less exciting. Oh. Hey, crickets. You got a beautiful band there, crickets. Been doing a lot of crying this evening. Facing changes and things I wish I could rearrange, and things that are more than just a little strange that I don't really know how to deal with. And lift and peel and lift, and life is a gift. It is. But there seem to is many rifts in the gifts. A strange bug crawling towards me. I don't like it. But I thought this was kind of suited, that we haven't changed it since the 5th. So, is it the 4th? No. Is it the 5th? No. Is it the 6th? No. Is it the 7th? No. Is it the 8th? No, I think it's the 9th. I changed the day too, and this one would be what, a Tuesday? Are we dealing with we're dealing with a Thursday? This is all very suited to how I'm feeling. Thursday, that spun it to March. Is it March? No. Is it September? Yes, sure, we'll go with that. Okay. So now we've flipped time where we want it to be. Brought this just to see if just to see if I measure up. Sure. Or maybe not quite. This is all exactly right for how I'm feeling. This is all exactly perfectly right. Including this guy. Oh, buddy. I just need you to be with me. Okay. In your little cone zone. Oh, overwhelming emotions. Okay. So yes, I'm wearing a cow print. Did a brief stint as a cow. Brought this little friend. Cow friend. Alright, hey. Booger bear. Booger bear. Hey, come on, Booger bear. Call him, boo. Hey. Okay. Booger bear. Don't you dare. There we go. He just wants to get into trouble despite the cone. Ah, here comes the bug now. La la la. Look, it's in my papers. Yeah, it's on the paper. I don't know where it went. Okay. Too much. Brought this little cow friend. I don't know what what she means exactly, but she dangles her little feet. She's a little egg. She's an egg, but she's a cow. So that's kind of the mental trip we're on. Okay. So, I don't know if it makes sense in any way, shape, or ray of light, strangely making my hair bright, or little bug that tries to bite, fire that attempts to ignite. I don't know. I'll try to show you through my words, though, what I'm feeling. So, a month or so ago, I just went in my phone, randomly remembered this word, that I knew it from theatrical studies and researching points of views, and I just wrote down, this dude is trying to push through the door with his cone. Isn't that a metaphor? Push the door down with the neck cone. He has a foot injury, in case you're wondering. Licking his feet. It's quite a treat. I feel like I should start over. I'm in such a weird mood, but I'll keep going. I'll just keep going. I'll just keep showing you all the things. I just wrote down in my phone about a month ago as like a title of a someday would-be poem, Solipsistic Solipsism. Solipsistic Solipsism. So it's like my phone fed me this article today about solipsism, and I was like, oh, weird. Remember I wrote that like a month ago, and should I use it? And should I choose it? Should I read this article that will surely pick at my brain and make me maybe even a little more insane feeling? And so I did, and I read several articles by the same guy and wove it into my poem and gave credit, as I always do. Solipsism, this thinking that perhaps you are the only conscious being in the universe, and that the whole of life is some dream of yours, or some cast of characters you made up, or some strange imagining in your wandering mind, you know, and it goes, there's a lot of different layers of it, as there are of everything that looks like a UFO, but whatever, just go with it. I guess it's a plane, doesn't look like one. But, you know, it goes into various depths of, like, thinking the universe began with you and ends with you, that you're born and all of reality came from your consciousness, and that when you die, poof, it's gone. There's so many different theories pertaining to, related to, in favor of, totally against, on the fence of this concept. For me, it's more like this fear that I'm the imaginary one, or this fear that I'm the character in someone else's fever dream, or experiment, or alien television show, or even more crippling and debilitating, the fear that it is all just very logical, and I am just these cells that will decompose, and it begins and it ends, and there's a middle, and you do what you do with it, and people applaud you or are appalled by you, or throw you parties, and then you're gone, and then you're gone, and you're just a universal source. You're just a universal source of, you're a building material. You're expendable more than you are commendable. You're just pretending. It's all quickly ending. No, it's just beginning. You're losing because you haven't made those life steps everyone else is making. No, you're winning because you're still yourself. Health is in your attitude. No, it's in the latitude of the planet where you are. planet by the stars. No, the stars are light years away and already dead. No, it's all in your head. I mean, how many different pathways can you go down? It's so profound and it's so vast. And you don't want to come in last, but how do you come in first? And how do you quench your thirst for life? How do you get to the next step? How are people achieving all of these things that they seem to be achieving on Facebook? I have to stop looking at that shit. I really do. I don't know how to participate and feel great. I don't know how to participate and feel great. Don't know how those two things can coincide. So I'll just ride the ride and tell you my side. Okay. Tears and stuff and fears coming in waves and neck cracking and hard to stay on track. And we're back. Oh, we're back, Jane. Back to the news. Back to you. Back to you, Bob. I like this weird light coming at me. It's very like, you can strum it. Can't you see how it's strings? You can strum it. So, okay. Let's have a run at it. Try to get myself in this light. Am I in it at all? Oh, there we go. Now we have even more of the light, so you can kind of be with me and I can kind of be with you. And let's not forget the egg cow. I am the egg man. Cuckoo, ka-choo. Okay. Here's looking at you, kids. I don't like the roof, though. The roof is too real. I'll just have to deal with it. So, turn it into a new title, and then the first line of the actual bulk of the poetry is something my therapist told me today. Solipsistic. Off to a really good start. Solipsistic solipsism. The immeasurable division of blah 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 and so on. Let it serve as a containment for the fireworks in your brain. Is there a doorway labeled this way to sane? Is pain a fabrication of imagination? Are images simply hesitations of more complex neural pathways? Am I playing the character, or is the character playing me? Is a wild animal free, or constantly fleeing the tangles of our fences and structures? Are we creators or destructors? Does a flower hurt when you pluck her? Pamphysicists, I should have learned how to pronounce this first so I sound so intellectual. A panphysicists. Can't even see it at all, can you? You look it up. Panphysicists would say that she sure does. Does a flower hurt when you pluck her? A panphysicist would say that she sure does. That a glove reacts to you sliding your hand in it. If you hit me, is my response based entirely on a sensory rulebook I never fully agreed to? Can we see through what we are certain is... Can we see through what we are certain is consciousness? And I wrote concussions. That's not what I meant to write. Oh, this night of the mind winding. Can we see through what we are certain is consciousness to something less hypothesized? Are our emotions so generalized that we turn to broader concepts and feel inept until we you guys. This is such a heady one, and I'm trying to deliver it to you in a way that is truthful and real, and my tongue is in the way, and my dog is trying to claw through the door. And I'm going to start over. And I still don't know how to pronounce that word, but I'm going to start over. Solipsistic solipsism, the immeasurable division of blah, 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 and so on. Let it serve as a containment for the fireworks in your brain. Is there a doorway labeled this way to sane? Is pain a fabrication of imagination? Are images simply hesitations of more complex neural pathways? Am I playing the character, or is the character playing me? Is a wild animal free or constantly fleeing the tangles of our fences and structures? Are we creators or destructors? Does a flower hurt when you pluck her? A pamphicist would say that she sure does. That a glove reacts to you sliding your hand in it. If you hit me, is my response based entirely on a sensory rulebook I never fully agreed to? Can we see through what we are certain is consciousness to something less hypothesized? Are our emotions so generalized that we turn to broader concepts and feel inept until we theorize away any certainty? Through an eternity of stabbing in the dark and wishes, they exclude jellyfishes from the awareness club. I guess that's the rub. We can only ever guess at anything. But we watch in awe while Mr. slides a ring on another Mrs. We all know what comes next, and insist the fishes served at dinner don't mentally suffer for us to stuff our faces. Trend replaces trend. We can't get to the end of an article without some other particle of thought pulling us away. I played in that vile field of comparison again today, and was entirely swayed that everyone I know has just starred in a film, had a baby, gone on a crazy global vacation, bought a house, gotten married, or earned a huge congratulations for some other mighty achievement. I guess people don't always post about their crippling anxieties, inner soul riots, or bereavements. They all have so many great projects. No one called me. Am I back at the reject table? Am I not able to fit into this anywhere? They stare at me when I say how I'm really doing. I may as well be mooing like a cow. Who's gonna take my next headshot now? I allow myself to go so deep into the mildew of this inner basement, I can't face it. The questions multiply. My third eye hurts like a bitch. I switch so quick from progress to horrible stress, more avoidance or deep annoyance. Take your pick. Is it solipsistic or realistic? Can I even fix this? Or do I need a degree for that too? Back to thinking I should just moo. What didn't I prove today? Philosophers play verbal chess and stress various nuances in their well-studied, clear, and muddy theories. And I just wish someone would hear me the way I intend to be heard. The whole canvas is absurd, and it's going for $3 million as an NFT. To see or not to see the puppet strings. A friend from acting school, he was cool, California cool, the California gear. Now he sings and plays flute so clear and cries in these hypnotizing videos. And people in the comments go, yeah, man, I'm a mess right now too. Even if we run meditation seminars or give keynote speeches or motivational talks across the reaches of the globe, how can we know if we're really getting through or across, or if it's a loss of intention? Did I mention I'm intensely feeling my flaws? like the inability to turn a page. Did I mention I'm intensely feeling all my flaws? I guess I'm glad I don't have capgras. Did I mention I'm feeling all my flaws? I guess I'm glad I don't have Capgras syndrome, where everyone I love inside and outside my home has been swapped for imposters who look the part. Though there was a time I think perhaps my heart leaned that way. What should I say? What should I say? What do I say? What do I say? There's a creature in the bushes. I'm scared. I'm scared. What do I say? Perhaps a dozen people will make it. What do I say? There's a creature in the fucking bushes. Perhaps a dozen people will play it all the way to the end of the video. I'm afraid to keep showing myself so earnestly. How am I going to earn my pay? She's leaving for a month, and it feels like a million days. Until we perfect a way to detect and measure correct levels of consciousness, who's to say if what I feel is valid or simply a stray strand of hair flung into the air by some careless god? We're all so in awe of answers you can put on a lovely painted placard for the kitchen. We are dancers. We are dunces sitting around bitchin'. We are itching for truths that fit everyone's personal uses. We scooted so close to the fire, it singed our favorite coat. If jellyfish aren't conscious, why do they make such beautiful ballet when they float? Are we just one person lost at sea on a tiny handmade boat, creating an entire world of unfurling details just to sail on, holding the scrap of hope? Do we tap in or tap out? Shout certainties or whisper ceremonies? Are we too lonely to notice we let phonies in, or too self-defeating to just begin? Did that cat just grin at me? Is all that I see a coding class's final exam? Is the whole thing #blessed or #damned? When I reach out my hand, is it an act of will or a part of a plan? I scan the horizons for signs diligently. I'm unequivocally as confused as I can be. And then I wrote, I literally thought the word horizon was Verizon for just a moment. If that tells you anything, I wrote Verizon, like wireless instead of horizon. Christoph Koch came up with the idea of the consciousness meter. Capgras syndrome was in this article by John Horgan, Horgan. How do I know I'm not the only conscious being in the universe? He also wrote a follow-up article called Jellyfish, Sex Bots, and the Solipsism Problem. You should read them both. I'm going to run out of storage. I hope that you noticed that I removed one cow shirt for an identical cow shirt. And there it is. There's the works, the inner workings of my mind. I hope you find something in it.